Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Ask Amanda Anything. These are my weekly bite-sized videos where I answer your questions about resumes, cover letters, and job search strategy in general. Today we are talking about oversaturation, specifically in the nurse practitioner world, one of my very favorite topics to talk about. I know many of you have heard me talk about this before, but if you haven't, this is a great introduction to my thoughts about oversaturation and the nurse practitioner job market. So to give a little backstory, the nurse practitioner population has increased exponentially since I graduated, really, in the past 10 years or so. And what that means, obviously, is that there are more practicing NPs, there are more board eligible and board certified NPs than there were years ago. So what is happening is that there are different parts of the country, especially places that are producing more NPs, that are becoming more competitive in terms of the nurse practitioner job market. It's a supply and demand thing. So the supply of NP jobs is not necessarily, or rather the demand of the NP jobs is not necessarily keeping up with the supply of nurse practitioners. There's more nurse practitioners than there are jobs in some areas of the country. And this has created a lot of panic among nurse practitioners. There are a lot of people who will basically crush your dreams and tell you that you will never find a job because it's oversaturated. They'll tell you to go find another job. They'll tell you to quit. They'll tell you to keep working as a nurse. They'll tell you that, you know, you're watering down the profession because you are a newer NP graduate asking about the job market. And my first opinion about this is it's crap, really. So I get really upset and really defensive of you kind new graduate NP who's studied for this goal and has wanted to contribute to the solution of healthcare. And the first taste of professional nurturing is you're told by people that you're not going to find a job. You're basically kind of kicked when you're down, when you are eager and optimistic to find a job. And there are people who are basically telling you, that things aren't really going to work out for you, and that the fact that you even exist as a new NP makes you part of the problem because you're making it difficult for everyone else, and yada, yada, yada. You may have seen or heard people talk about this in those large Facebook groups and whatever. So one of my soapboxes is that oversaturation isn't the problem standing between you and a nurse practitioner job, okay? Part of the problem, first of all, is this rhetoric about the oversaturated job market, okay? Part of, and what I mean there is that it's a mindset problem. Okay, so part of the problem is that you are being told that the market is oversaturated, and thus you're adopting this belief, which is then affecting your actions and affecting your job search outcomes. Okay, so that's the first problem. The second problem is it's not constructive to tell nurse practitioners who are looking for a job that they're not going to find one. What is constructive, and what I like to do, is tell you how to stand out so that you can find a job, so that you can be more competitive as an applicant. Because the reality is you're here, you're graduating, you're going to take and pass your boards, and you've done this for a reason. You want a nurse practitioner job. You want to proceed down this path that you have set up for yourself. So I really don't find it productive or nurturing or helpful for others to basically crush your dreams, okay? I'm not in the business of dream crushing. I am in the business of dream manifesting and making things happen for yourself by taking action that works, okay? So what you will find from me is that I will acknowledge that there are parts of the country that are more competitive for nurse practitioners. I fully acknowledge that. And that's part of the reason why I even have this business and even have to teach you these things, because you can't just write your name on a gum wrapper and submit it to a job and get an NP job anymore. Maybe you used to be able to do that in the past, but you can't anymore because it's more competitive. So let's work together to learn the types of skills and the types of ways to approach the job search in a more strategic way so that you can stand out and be strongly considered for the job that you want. Because it can happen and it will happen, but it takes strategy and effort and action on your part. So I find it much more productive to teach you those strategies and to help you along the way, so that you aren't stuck in this mindset of the fact that you'll never find a job, because I don't believe that's true for you. Okay? I don't believe that that's true for you. I think that it could be true for you if you use oversaturation as an excuse not to move forward with what's uncomfortable and pursue your dreams. But I don't believe that that's the reality of what will happen for you regardless of your actions and your efforts. I think that your results will align with what your action and your effort looks like. So I'm here to teach you to elevate that action and effort. Okay, so I have a few resources for you if you want to learn more. Okay, so I have linked up here in the description for this video. You can tap this little arrow, and there's a more detailed training that I have that's about 30 minutes long that you are welcome to watch, and I'll link that there. It's on demand, so you can click through, you'll give me your email address, and I will deliver that video to your email so that you can take 35 minutes or so and learn more about the oversaturation problem, and specifically what you can do to up-level your process and your progress and your strategy towards that goal of yours. Because I'm here to cheer you on. I'm not here to knock you down. And I recommend just ignoring and unfollowing anybody who is telling you otherwise. Anyone who's here to knock you down is not on your side. So don't waste your energy even watching or listening to them. So hopefully this has been helpful. This was a soapbox edition of Ask Amanda Anything. And as always, I am always rooting for you, and I will catch you next week.